It's Wednesdays with Wade. San Antonio Brahmas head coach Wade Phillips joins the Blitz every Wednesday for an inside look at your San Antonio Brahmas. Now, here's the Blitz with Wade Phillips.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It is the debut of Wednesdays with Wade, something we're going to do every Wednesday during the UFL season with Brahmas head coach Wade Phillips, who's joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Season opener this coming Sunday. You've been in training camp. You look good, Wade. You're dressed ready. I mean, you're ready. Are you guys ready for the opener on Sunday?
We will be. We still got a little way to go till Sunday, but we're excited about it. Our players are excited. I'm trying to keep them down mentally. Emotionally until we get to the ball game, so we don't waste it all on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, that's got to be the most difficult part, I would think, Wade, is keeping those players, calm and chill until game time, because they've been practicing and now the game is kind of the payoff.
Yeah, that's part of the preparation, though. That's part of the way you get a team ready to play, is to make sure that they build up to it, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Now, I know it's Wednesday, game is on Sunday. If you had to play tomorrow, would you say you're ready? Or is there really in training camp, as you get ready for the opener, that much work that still needs to get done to put not just final touches on a game plan, but making sure you've got the right players in the right spots on the depth chart?
Well, the game plan isn't finished until Friday. I mean, we have to work tomorrow and Friday to get. We're going over, DC's short yardage, goal line, some of the red zone stuff. We don't work on that until the end of the week. So we haven't finalized everything on our overall game plan and things we're going to do against them and practice those things.
Wade, when you look at a game plan, and obviously you've done this for many years, you obviously know what you're doing, but going into that first game and not having played them, maybe not much film, how difficult is it to game plan for that first game of the season?
It's actually a little easier with them, I think, because they pretty well have the same team they had last year, and the same coaches. So I expect them to do similar things. That we can look at their last year's video and pretty well tell that they're probably going to come back with similar things. Their quarterback is the same quarterback, so we kind of know what he does. He was outstanding last year for them, and they lost their running back, which hurt them, I'm sure. But other than that, they have most of the same players they had offensively and defensively.
Wade Phillips joining us here on the Blitz, Wednesdays with Wade, as the San Antonio Brahmas get set to kick off their season Sunday, 11 a.m. kickoff in the Alamo Dome against the DC Defenders. Now, they've got, basically, as you just said, their whole team back. This Brahmas team looks very different than the Brahmas team from last year, but it's got a hint of what you had in Houston last year. Does that make it harder for them to prepare for you? Do you feel like you have, Coach, that element of surprise that they're going to see on Sunday?
Well, I hope so. Although, we're going to be similar. Certainly, offensively, we're going to run the air raid, and defensively, the Phillips. I call it the Phillips defense. So, which we run everywhere we've been. So, they can look at the part of that stuff. But I think, the melding of the players. We not only had some Houston players, we had some San Antonio players from last year that were outstanding players. So, and then we have a meld of guys from all over the league and some new players. So it's going to be a new team. That's the only thing about it, is how we meld together as a team, because like I said, they played together as a team, won 10 games and lost the championship game in San Antonio last year.
Yeah, Wade, when you look at your team, and obviously you're looking at them, you see good plays over here and this group coming together. And I've always heard, and you please correct me if I'm wrong, that the defense tends to get out to a faster start than the offense. Is that the expectation going into this game, or do you think both sides of the ball will hit the ground running?
Well, I hope both of them are great, but But yeah, the defense is used, and that's in the start of training camp. Normally, the defense is ahead. Offense takes a little more execution as far as plays are concerned, and timing. Timing's such a key on offense, especially the passing game. It takes a little while, but I think our offense has caught up really well. We have a good battle in practice every day, ones against ones. We want to have a lot of competition, and we've done that by having our best against the best a lot.
Brahmas head coach Wade Phillips joining us here on the Blitz. Now, everybody wants to ask about the quarterback, and you named a quarterback earlier this week. Talk about the quarterback battle throughout camp and what separated the guy that is going to get the job, and tell us about him.
Yeah, Chase Garber is going to be our starter. He played at Cal. His last year at Cal, he passed for 2,500 yards and rushed for 400 and some yards. So he's a very good athlete. He's had a great training camp. He's fit in the offense well. So although Quentin Dormity's played in the league and it certainly had a good season last year. So it's been real close. I feel confident with either one of them. Chase had a little better completion percentage overall in training camp. That's really the only difference.
Well, wait, I don't know. I'm kind of old school, and maybe you are a little bit too. Does any of that, when you're looking at these two guys, come down to just your gut feeling? Basically, I think this guy just might be a little bit better, might be able to get the job done a little bit better.
Well, yeah, I'm old school. I went to an old school, that's for sure. But it is old now. But no, I think it's more. We went more on paper, on stats throughout camp. Some feeling, but I think Chase has had a little better camp overall. Pass completions, touchdowns, those kind of things in practice. We keep a record of that every day. And it was a close competition. Like I said, Quentin, we if things aren't going right, we can always put him in the ball game and feel comfortable.
But at the same time, you've made a decision. This isn't we're going to play them both and see who wins. I mean, you're kind of old school. You got a quarterback. The old saying, if you got two, that means you don't have one.
Right. Yeah, I think your team has to know, hey, this is the guy we're going with. But I do, since it's been training camp, I mean, they all those players have played with each quarterback, and I think they have confidence like I do in any one of the quarterbacks playing in the ball game.
So, Wade, when folks show up at the Alamo Dome Sunday morning and watch the Brahmas play, what are they going to see? You mentioned kind of the air raid offense and the Phillips defense. Does that mean you guys are going to put a lot of points on the board, or is that the plan? Or what kind of style of football are we going to see?
Yeah, it's a wide open game offensively, and then defensively they're going to say we're blitzing every down. We're not blitzing every down, but we're putting pressure every down. That's the way we want to play. Real aggressive game. Special teams certainly are a big part of that also. So we're going to be an aggressive football team, and I think that it'll be noticed by the football fans that are at the game or watching the game.
Wade, the answer to Joe's question is yes, we're going to score a lot, and it's the Wade
Yes.
Phillips defense. We're not going to give up a lot of points. I mean, that's the way it's drawn up.
Yeah, as long as we score more than we give up, we're in good shape.
There you go, man. This is our first week and our first major coaching cliche answer.
Well,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's Wade on Wednesdays, right?
Yes.
Luckily, my name wasn't Tom, or I'd have to go be on Tuesday. But,
well, that's it, or Thursday.
Wednesday, or Thursday, double up.
Exactly. Wednesdays with Wade. Interesting question that I want to get your thoughts on, being the legendary defensive coordinator that you are in the Phillips defense. This week in the NFL, they banned the hip drop tackle. And I'm curious, in the UFL, is there a ban on that? How do you address that in the rule? But as a coach, as a defensive specialist, how do you coach that kind of tackle out of the game when every coach that I've heard says, we don't teach that to begin with?
Nobody teaches that. So it's one of those things that I guess they saw happening. There's no particular reason that coaches would teach that. it's hard to get a player down. You tried to tackle before. With I played linebacker. I mean, you just try to get them down, and I don't know how you get them down without dropping your weight. I mean, to keep a runner from going forward, you have to drop your weight. The only way you can not drop your weight is just knock him to the ground. So I think it's going to be very hard to officiate. It's a strange. It's kind of like the horse collar deal. The horse collar thing came in because Roy Williams of the Cowboys grabbed them from behind and fell on the back of their legs. Well, they made a rule that you couldn't horse grab them from behind anymore. Well, they grab them, and it was for safety. All right, they grab them from behind nowadays, and they don't fall on their legs, and they still call a penalty. And this is kind of what they're doing with this, I think, is you're tackling and you don't fall on their legs. Well, surely they're not going to call penalties, but they may. So we'll see. But whatever it is, we have to adjust.
Yeah. Wait, are you surprised, though, that the Players Union came out against this ban, but the NFL still did it anyway?
I don't know if I'm surprised, but I agree with the Players Association. I think it's just it's not anything that's taught. Now I will say we did adjust with hitting players head and neck area. I think it's kept the game better that way or safer that way. I just don't think this is much of a factor. And they say it is, but I'd like to see the stats on how many players are hurt from being tackled by somebody falling down on them. I just don't think it's a big factor, and in my opinion, they're they're so overzealous on this.
Yeah, making it harder on defenses and easier on offenses, as most of the rules seem to do. As we visit with Wade Phillips here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Wednesdays with Wade. Another topic, and you and I have talked about this before, Wade. I've talked about it with Daryl Johnston, and back when we had the Commanders. Mike Riley said, it's all about offensive line play. If you've got solid offensive line play, your offenses can work. You've talked a little bit about your quarterback. We know you've got some great receivers and backs. How comfortable are you with your offensive line?
No, I'm real comfortable. I mean, we've got a group. A really large. Last year we weren't undersized, but this year we have a really big offensive line, size wise, athletic wise. I think we're a lot better than we had last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing them playing. We think we can come off the ball and knock people off the ball, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I know it's Wednesdays with Wade, Coach, but how are you doing right now? When do you start to get butterflies and get fired up for this game? Does that still happen to you?
Oh yeah, it's just like I tell the players. I mean, you have to get emotionally ready for a game, and so we study all week, coaching wise. We study all week and start gearing up. But for the ball game, you have to be on top of your game, certainly coaching wise too. And so it's an emotional game, but you have to, coaching wise, you really have to stick to your game plan and not get lost in the big plays or the referees calls or all those things. You have to be on top of your game as far as what you're going to do the next play.
Wade, and as you get ready for the opener, you go through training camp, so you're together a lot. You're learning a lot about a lot of new guys, and guys are getting to know each other. Hopefully it's a good group of guys that are all, sort of getting along as teams can do as you get ready for the opener. Now, you guys have been up at training camp, and you're coming to San Antonio, and there's an event on Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6 that the entire team is going to be at. So San Antonio fans will get a chance to meet their team, their Brahmas, for the first time. You have it's not just like you and a couple of players. The whole team is coming out to a club at 1902 down on Commerce Saturday afternoon. What are fans going to learn about your guys? Because you spent a lot of time with them the last several weeks. Personality-wise, you mentioned the big offensive line. Food-wise, eating-wise, habits-wise. Tell us what we can expect from the guys, not necessarily on the field, but off the field.
Well, the fans are going to be able to ask questions, I think, and that's going to be a fun thing. To be able to ask questions to the players and coaches and take pictures and so forth. It's a great event for us to, and it's great for us to be able to get into the San Antonio, get into San Antonio City and be a part of that city rather than just being a team name. We want to be part of the city also.
It's going to be
I think it'll be fun on both sides, I think.
You know, and for a lot of those guys, their first trip into town, and then of course, that's 4 to 6. Do they have an early curfew with an 11 a.m. kickoff on Easter Sunday? And obviously, I mean, it's Easter Sunday, so in the San Antonio, so hopefully we get a good crowd out there. People can go find their Easter eggs maybe after the game, but an 11 a.m. kickoff. What's Saturday night like, and then when do you get going Sunday morning?
Well, we have the event where the players are there. Then we have our meetings at the hotel at like 7:00. Meet with me overall, give the overall game plan. Then we break up the offense, defense, and then we also do special teams, just rehashing everything, make sure we have everything ready, and then 10:00 curfew because we play early, certainly. So, and they'll want to. Hopefully they'll get some rest, but I know some of them are nervous. But it's going to be a fun event to go to, but it's also more fun to go to the ball game and see what we have and see how we play.
Do you have a big speech ready to go, Coach?
I think I know what I'm going to tell them. Sure, each team's different. You have to have a feel for them, but some of them are more rah-rah than others. Some of them, are just want to know facts. Want to, like I say, more fire from you than so. This team, I think I have a feel for them, but we'll see. But that's not the big difference. It's how they prepared and have gotten ready and are ready to play when the game starts. It's not really a speech that makes that very much difference.
Is this group more fire, rah-rah, or fact?
I think they're a little bit of both, but I think I'll see more the closer we get to the game, especially that meeting Saturday night. You get a feel for how they are there then. We did have a scrimmage, and they were pretty loud in that one. So,
well, let's go. Well, I mean, Coach, if you think you
know what
you're going to tell them on Saturday night, especially if it's fire, and you need to rehearse it right now. Keeping the FCC in mind, we'd love to hear a little taste of what a pregame speech is like from the legendary Wade Phillips.
Yeah, there's a couple of things about the other team that I really don't want
to. I got you.
I'll talk about with my team. So
good deal. Wade Phillips, Wednesdays with Wade. We'll be talking about the 1-0 Brahmas about this time at next Wednesday. Coach, I know you got to get into a team meeting here. Looking forward to doing this with you every week during this UFL season. Good luck on Sunday morning.
I appreciate it. You guys are great. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
The great Wade Phillips here on the Blitz. Again, Wednesdays with Wade, every Wednesday, 4:35. Here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you want to get tickets to the game, easy to do. Whether it's single game tickets, you want season tickets, theufl.com/tickets. They are offering a 20% discount on tickets this weekend by using code KICK20 when you buy the tickets at theufl.com/tickets. And of course, that event on Saturday afternoon, 4 to 6. At Club 1902 down on Commerce Street. Wade will be there, but the entire team, everybody is going to be there, which should be a very cool event.
Oh, it's going to be great. It gives fans an opportunity to get up close and personal with all the players and coaches and ask your questions and take pictures and all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be good for the fans and get them fired up and ready. Maybe Wade will have his speech ready to go that Saturday night.
I don't think he's going to share it with us.
No, you don't think so?
I mean, I knew I was probably going to get a no.
Yeah, you got to ask, though.
But you got to ask.
Sure.
But it's what he doesn't want to tell us because it's about the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about firing. It's about those.
That's right.
Yeah, because the last time DC played in the building, they left in heartbreak. And they're going to leave in heartbreak on a Sunday as well.
Absolutely.
11 a.m. kickoff. Get to the Alamo Dome and watch that on Sunday. I know it's Easter. Lots of things going on. The Brahmas have no control over the league.
That's right.
Scheduling 11 a.m. on Easter. That's okay. You still got to support the San Antonio Brahmas. Get out there.